And we are joined now by the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, Bret Bielema. Bret, we're all a little bit surprised at the margin of this victory. As you kind of went into the game plan and said, hey, kind of what's our best case scenario? What can we do here? I mean, could you have imagined a game quite like this one?
Well, I tell you, I've witnessed our offense all year long, play very, very well at times. At times we obviously hit some road bumps, but these guys are very resilient. I tell you what, all week I kind of had a feeling it was going to be a special day. Our guys were really preparing, practicing well, and obviously the results today.
Bret, when we talked to you yesterday and we talked about your defense, you said the best defense you've had. They played big tonight.
They did, Coach. I thought, the plan on first and second down was to keep Martinez inside and in front, and defend the play action. They obviously had a little game plan, nice first drive, but our coaches made some adjustments. The other thing, we were down two of our best corners by the end of the first half, and to have a couple guys come in and ring the bell was huge.
How much did the last game play in the development of the game plan and the emotion of the game?
A little bit, Coach. That they obviously schematically we're going to do certain things that they hold to be true. They're a 4-3 team. They bring some pressures and stuff, but really want to do a lot of jumps, trades, shifts, and motions, create some end-around looks, obviously, which is what we did, and we're just very opportunistic. And then the barge formation, the big boys. When we debuted James White and his quarterback, we thought, everybody wanted to make a big deal. We've had three quarterbacks. We thought we'd throw a little flavor in there and get a fourth now.
Talk about what Matt Canada has done, how he's grown to this point to have the performance of calling a game like he called today.
Well, Matt Canada has done a great job. Two reasons. First off, he's our offense coordinator, but he's also our quarterbacks coach. And to be through three quarterbacks, Kurt Phillips played his tail off again. It was great to have him win one because he's been right there in the door. Obviously beat Indiana, but he's such a tremendous competitor. And I think Matt's gotten more and more comfortable with our offensive personnel. And the result is our kids buy in, believe, go out and strain, compete, and some really creative plays out there today.
Bret, at times this year the offensive line left a little bit to be desired. Some criticism. They played huge tonight.
They did. I made a coaching change, Coach, and it was flat out needed to make some changes. It wasn't a popular or an easy thing to do, but I know as a head coach, as you know, you got to make tough decisions. I made it. We moved forward. They were exceptional today. I told them all week, hey, boys, we're going to ride you today, and that's exactly the way it played out.
Bret, you've had better records at this point in the season before, but it seems like today's game was a little special and maybe one that you'll remember forever.
I think I will, Coach. As you all know, we've had some bumps along the way, had some injuries, I have 6 new coaches, 6 out of 9. To get that room to understand what we needed to do and to get back to Pasadena to win another Big Ten championship, the 115 kids that make up my roster, just an incredible group of young men, and I will cherish this one forever.
Coach, you went back. I'll go back to the spring when we met, and you looked us right in our face and told Coach Donardo and I, this is the best defense that you've been around.
Yeah.
And you knew back then. What was it back then that they showed you?
Well, first, Chris Ash and Charlie Partridge, my co-coordinators. Chris kind of takes the lead role, added Andy Boo in there, brought on Brent Strickland. They were getting coached very, very well. We don't have a lot of calls now. It's a very small call sheet. We get creative on third down. We believe that we got kids that can lock in a little bit mentally and give us some adjustments out on the field, but they play extremely hard. Everybody wants to talk about some of these other teams that have speed. You know what? I may not have a track team, but I got a group of guys that can run.
I'll say this. You look like you had a track team today, particularly on the offensive side of the football. It was clear that you guys were running away from people.
Yeah, I thought, 25 kind of brought in the element. No 20 and 28 can run, but 25 came in there and changed the game with some of those plays.
Yeah, you look like a fresh team obviously for the end of the season.
You know what? We hit Tuesday and Wednesday. I literally cut about 30 minutes out of both days' practice, thought I could get them back mentally and physically, and I knew today when we came out of that locker room, there was a look that they were going to be ready to roll.
Hey, Bret, some people said you backed Wisconsin backed into this game. You might have backed in, but you came out going forward full speed, I can tell you that.
Yeah, for those that want to say that, obviously it's the body of work, and I understand, why they're going to say that. We lost 2 heartbreakers to 2 teams that couldn't be here that, were ahead of us in our division. I kind of told our guys, maybe that was someone's way of letting those 2 teams kind of having a little bit of – they're good people. They're good, football teams. They deserve to have some success, and, we'll run home from – I call Indianapolis a little bit of Madison East. We're having some fun here, and now we'll get a chance to go home tomorrow.
What did you say to your guys afterwards in the locker room?
Give credit to Nebraska, but this is a group of guys. We talked about Sunday being a group that we're on a boat together. We're going to put an oar in the water. We're all going to start rowing, and we're all going to work together, move in the right direction, and hopefully we get to a great destination, and obviously Pasadena is going to be that place.
You asked. Obviously, you've had better records, but let me ask you this: is this your best coaching job? I know you still have another game. Do you think this was your best coaching job for the year?
I know I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed having a group of guys in the staff room and then my players. I think I've had to have my hands in a lot more different areas, just making sure everything was where we needed to be. And I don't know if I'm just happy that we won, and we're going back to Pasadena and won a Big Ten championship. First time 3 times in the history of Wisconsin. It hadn't been done since these guys have been alive. I think I was only 8, so it's something that you got to hold on and cherish.
You mentioned going back to Pasadena. You've had 2 really close losses the last 2 years. What did you learn from those games that you think you can apply to this one?
I think, Dave, there's 2 important points. You have to have a steady crescendo to get there. We're going to take this week. We got to get ourselves healthy. We've got a little bit of conflict, as always with Wisconsin, because of the academic course load and the test. But we'll game plan it. I'm very excited. Have a lot of respect for Coach Shaw. Had a chance to meet him last year at all the award ceremonies, and obviously a very, very good football coach and a tremendous respect. Kind of a mirror image of our program.
It's going to be physical. Yeah, it's going to be a fun game.
Be a great environment.
Two teams to play a very similar style. We're looking forward to watching it. Enjoy this night, Bret. Fabulous, fabulous performance out here. As impressive, I think, as anything the 4 of us have ever seen. Enjoy it, and then good luck in Pasadena.
Thank you, John. Appreciate everything you do. Appreciate it.